Good morning, good afternoon, wherever it is in the world that you are. I'm Keith. This is Crypto Bullseye, and this is going to be a crypto update, and this is going to be an update on Chiliz. So the reason why I'm updating you this morning on this altcoin is because I've gone through the charts collectively, and this is the one that stood out most. And I'm going to show you exactly what I'm waiting for the next move. Do I know it's going to happen? Haven't got a clue. The markets do whatever the hell they want. I can just look at probabilities as to what's happened before on the charts and understand exactly where it is that we're going to get sticking points or likely sticking points on the charts going forward. First things first, let's get this out the way, the exciting thing. What is happening? It is happening now. It is happening in front of you. Chiliz is having a golden cross. So the golden cross signals bullishness. That's going to give us an indication that that's going to be a support base that we can fall back on. And that, my friends, is going to be double confluence. We talk about double confluence. What is double confluence? It means when there's two sticking points, they act as a strong support base when price is above or resistance when price is below. So you've got that, firstly, 200 daily crossing right now, as we speak, below the 50 period moving average. Golden cross happening right before your eyes. So we talk about good golden crosses, we talk about bad golden crosses. A good golden cross is when price hovers above it like this. Now, a bad golden cross, we talk about it as well because it is happening with some cryptocurrencies right now, and it's where price falls below, and that's resistance, and it hovers below and it hovers below. That's bad because this is now a resistance point, whereas this is now a support point. So that's good for us. That's a tick, but we're going to build in additional analysis, and I'm going to show you exactly what the big move is that I'm looking to take next. And it's me looking to take it next, guys. Remember, this is education. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stick a Fibonacci to find out if there's any other sticking points. So Fib retracement tool from this swing here, Fib retracement from this swing to this swing. Do it from this swing. We can see one thing, the 38.2. So the 38.2, that's our strong support base. We've also got the 61.8. The 61.8 is the golden zone. What happened here that give us an indication that this is now bullish? These wicks tell a story. The bulls pushed price above on that day. Bulls pushed price above that day. At some point, the bears on both of these candles went all the way down here. And that was met by a reaction. That was met by a reaction. So that's strong. That's signaling that the bulls have got strength. They come back down. They've tested the 200 moving average. What happened here? Bulls got strength. Push price back above the 38.2% retracement. And we're now holding the 38.2, which brings me to our first support base. So this is positive. This is why I like it, because we're building in support bases. If we fall back, we've got something else to fall back on rather than resistance barriers, which we'll talk about next. So the first support base, that's going to be sat here at 38.2, and that's just sat at 0.04179. Now, one thing I want to do, which is different in these bull markets, now 50%, you need to understand that the 50% is not a Fibonacci number. Now, we looked at the last cycle, and you look at this cycle, and one thing that I've noticed is 50% actually holds a lot better during this cycle. And then we can look at how the 50% is represented on the chart now, and if it gives us an indication as to whether this is going to hold support, guess what, my friends? This is now triple confluence. You've got the 50 to fall back on, you've got the 200 to fall back on, you've got the 50% level to fall back on. If price comes back down here, there's a high probability that there's going to be lots of buy zones at this area, which is going to push price higher, which brings us to our next point. Before we get to the next point, we're going to build in these levels. So you got your 50% level, you got your 200, you got your 50, that's sat at 0.04095. 4 cents is a key psychological round number. You can build that in. Call that quadruple confluence. Round number, 50%, 200 moving average, 50 moving average. So it's all about probabilities. If we manage to fall through there, you've got this here. You've got this to fall back on. Worst case scenario, you're going to expect big buy orders here. So if you do drop this level, you'd expect big buy orders at this 61.8. We know that because we had it here. We had it here. And we understand if we look left at the golden level, the 61.8, that was resistance, that was resistance, and that was resistance until we flip support. So you know you've got all these areas to fall back on. We're going to stick that in now, and then we're going to look at exactly what I'm looking for next. 0.04023. So between 0.04023 and 0.04179, expect a lot of buy orders at this point. You've also got the golden cross as well, which is also a retail indicator that we're going to start getting upside. Before we get upside, we want one thing. We want to break this trend line here. It's been respected once, rejection, twice, rejection, 3 times, rejection, then 4th time, rejection. That's what we need to break through in the short term. If we break through this level, which is the next resistance point, which is sat between 0.04444 and this top here, 0.04509, once you break through there, you'll start seeing an increase in volume, an increase in volatility and bigger swings, because that would have been the first time since 13th of May 2025 that we've broken out of this range. Then you've got little resistance. This is inner structure resistance. This is inner structure resistance going forward. So it's likely that you're going to get a bigger swing. So you need to zoom out then. You need to look for different resistance levels. You've got one here, which is 0.06430. Stick that in there. But the big resistance barrier is 0.07479. You can see that was this support shelf here. Going back to December 2024 when we had a big surge, a big run. So that was the support shelf. That's going to be your resistance barrier. When you fall through the shelf, that is resistance. You expect that to be resistance going forward. But that is a big move from where price is now, or from the break. That is 73% to the upside with little resistance in between. So that's what I'm looking for in the short term, in the midterm on Chiliz, but understanding exactly that I do want to break and I do want to take out 0.04509 before I expect a bigger swing. If you did enjoy this, guys, get yourself in the Discord group. It's completely free. If you want to ask me anything, you can ask me anything here. Chart requests, stick your chart requests here. That's about it from me for now. I'll see you in the next one, guys.